Hey, what's up, people? Now, today I'd like to discuss a video that Shizzle put out on his channel yesterday. It's one of the older videos on my channel where Mag and myself are beefing it out. And it's interesting. I'm glad Brother Shizzle, I'm glad Shizzle came out with this video and gives me a chance to look and examine what kind of truth I knew back then and what mistakes I was making and how we can reflect on those mistakes and learn from them. So let's check it out.
What up? This Shizzle making another video. Why the fuck not? You know, within the last month, I've been throwing up a lot of shit that was like old as fuck. Blast from the past type shit. But it's whatever. I think we could learn from, I think we could learn from it. To say that it's irrelevant is opinion. So this video, I remember this from the past. I found it again. And I think that I'm gonna watch it again. Because it's right here in front of me. Pick up the truth. Mag bitter truth. And let's see if we could find some logic and some truth.
Back on. And I know it's good news for a lot of people, yes. It's time for the Mag to leave YouTube. You understand? Because when I search Mag Bitter Truth, the only thing I can find is these sodomites right here. This one called Pick Up the Truth. And I did a video on him, but I just didn't put it out. I did the video on him for...
That's why you gotta leave YouTube, because you see people that make videos talking about you. You gotta leave YouTube. Huh. Well, honestly, I hope you don't leave YouTube. I hope you stay, and I hope that you continue your search for truth and you share your knowledge, because the truth is for everyone.
First time he did a video.
Now, to me, when I hear Mag saying that it's time to leave YouTube, I mean, he's threatening to leave the people that support him. And he plays on their emotions and gets them to feel a certain way about it strongly. So they feel sad for him that he wants to leave. And now, he's playing on our emotions every time he says these things, because he never does them. Sure, he might take a break from YouTube every once in a while, but he's right back on it. I mean, it's the same old garbage, playing on our emotions. And these are the things we need to spot in people that keep manipulating us this way.
You want me, but I look at it like, I'm not even gonna, entertain this fool right here. He keeps saying Mag is his brother. And I'm just saying, I already know. He's no different from the people who call me Shield. And all of a sudden, bam, he do it right here in this video. But we go get into it. I'm gonna show you some things. And I'm gonna show you the reason why I'm not doing.
Does he call you a shill, though? I forget.
No more video on YouTube, because first thing you got to understand, I don't get paid on YouTube. That's what you need to understand. I'm just doing this shit right here out of the goodness of my heart. I don't give a fuck if you understand it. That's just...
No, you don't get paid on YouTube, but you do get paid for merchandise on a site that's not YouTube. And you also get paid donations on a site that's not YouTube. But, you know, YouTube could advertise for that.
So what it is, you understand? Out of the goodness of my heart, feel it for the people going through all of this shit. That's the reason why I make a channel. Just remember that shit now.
Same here. From the goodness of my heart.
Pick up my boot up.
Now, I created a channel to document my walk through discovering truth, what is true and what is not. And I'm glad I did, because I can look back at it and I can see my mistakes and what I try to influence people to believe. And if it's not truthful, I can correct it, like we're going to do in this video.
Put your ass right here. He gonna go against the mag and call me all kind of name. And like I say,
all right, you say he's gonna go against the mag and call you all types of names. Let's see exactly how he does that.
Make a video already about him, and I'm gonna put it up back. Or I'm gonna just show you, I'm gonna put it up. But what I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna attach it to this video basically. But what I'm gonna show you is him right here. Couldn't wait because I didn't answer him.
Alright, that bottom video. Mag is a Masonic divider, distractor and deceiver that programs our minds. Mag is a Masonic divider. Well, I think that's a label that we shouldn't be giving Brother Mag. Distractor and deceiver, label and label. But I don't think I have to be telling Pick Up the Truth this shit. He's the one that, you know, helped me snap out of. I give all the props to him. I don't idolize anybody. But watching a few of that brother's videos, I've tried my hardest not to label anybody anymore, especially while I'm searching for truth. Because...
Yeah, I mean, Shizzle's right. That was a mistake of mine for believing in the labels they create us to define each other with. They created these labels for us to use and trigger people with, you know. I wanted to use something I thought was truthful when actually it's a label someone created for me to unnaturally use against somebody else to make them feel a certain way. You understand? And I was influencing my subscribers and others that view my video to do the same thing. And that's a mistake that I made, believing in the labels that they created to define us with, you know. And that was before I knew the truth about it. And I did a video about it, explaining how they control us this way. They define us to be these things they create, and create for us to label each other as. But this is how they get us to spread these labels as well. These labels that were created to divide us against each other. And but it's just the way they get us to be. And have to understand, even though it's hard to break free from these labels we influence each other to use constantly every day, we have to try to figure out a way to break free from it. And I struggle with it every day. I still do, to this day. If I have to do something in this world, and I have to be out on the street with other people, and they're putting their intentions on me, and, you know, they're trying to get me to feel a certain way because they're programmed to, it affects me. Just like it was programmed to do so. And that's how we influence each other into the things that aren't good for us. But as long as we learn from it, we can move on and try not to let it control us.
Truthfully, those labels could be a deception. So, I don't think I need to be telling Pick Up the Truth this shit. He's the one that kind of taught me. And thank you, brother, Pick Up the Truth. And now as we rewind in the past, as I've done on some of my videos recently that I've posted up, and I've even called myself out. I've called myself out. Watching my old videos disgust me. You know, even though I think my heart was in the right place when I made those claims that motherfuckers were deceivers and shit, I was starting war. But let's carry on. I just had to say that for Pick Up the...
Yeah, that's true, Shizzle. And also I want to add that, you know, they get us to believe that people are these things, right? And then we believe so much in these labels they get us to define each other with that it triggers our emotions. You know, when we hear people trying to use these labels, I mean, of course, labels mean different things. The majority of them are bad and trigger bad emotions in us. But there are good labels that trigger good emotions in us, but it's unnatural just the same. It's unnatural just the same. It's unnatural manipulation with the words and the definitions they created.
Truth, that's my opinion, is, you know. And another thing I'll call myself out on, like, I think it was one of my first videos on this new channel. I made a video called Mag Bitter Programmer. I think that's what I named it. You know, I gave him a label right there. And that was around the time frame I started watching your videos. So however old this channel is, well, I've always watched your videos, but the ones, very important videos that I've seen of yours, and I pretty much have not been labeling motherfuckers. And I take it to the heart what you said. And it's not because you said it, it's because my desire for truth. And truth just, it found me right there. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, make the video.
I don't agree on those labels on that bottom video.
I don't either, Shizzle. And that's one of the reasons I came out with the truthful video about us labeling each other. And the thing is, they want us to feel certain ways with these labels they create. That's how they manipulate us. That's how they get us to believe in these labels and influence others with it and get them to feel the way they taught us to manipulate others with, you know. We know the labels that make other people angry, and we'll use those labels to manipulate their anger, you know. And then it triggers them to label us with the labels they believe in to get us to feel a certain way. But if you recognize the truth in the labels that in the language they forced us to speak, you can control it instead of it controlling you. And what I mean by that is not trying to manipulate others with things that aren't true and unnatural, but just recognizing the power that these unnatural words have over you and not allowing them to affect you because you know the truth about them now. I mean, people can call me any name in the book, any name that was ever created to define something. It's not going to affect me or trigger my emotions to be happy or upset like I used to be when I was programmed to believe in this world I was born into. But that's one reason why I created this channel, was to expose these things that control us as individuals, you know, so we can learn from it individually and so we can deprogram from it. And we can try not to make those same program mistakes again. But the most important thing is not to let them manipulate our emotions with it, like it was intended to.
But I just didn't put it up. So this guy right here, he couldn't wait because I didn't answer him. So now we have to go off calling me a Masonic shield. Let's listen to him right here, people. Let's hold on. Let's listen to him.
I don't think he said Masonic shill, but we'll see.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Pick Up the Truth.
And I already know who this sodomite is. Well, let him talk, because I already told you can't fool the mag. Or you can.
And Mag's gonna call him a sodomite. So, or, you know, I don't think it's true battle. Motherfuckers attacking. It's just words, just gibberish. But I'm gonna call it as I see it. The programming.
Exactly. The words that we're programmed to believe we are. We were defined. These words were created to define who we are. But they were made by other people, not us. But we take them and we accept them. But what happens when we accept them? They manipulate us. And they control who we are. Learning truth is difficult. Deprogramming yourself from the world that controls you as an individual is difficult. One of the most difficult things you're ever going to do in your entire life. Because everything they taught us controls us in a certain way. And we have to discover that way. And not allow it to control us any longer. And if you're not seriously trying to deprogram yourself from the things that control you, and you just want to get repetitious truth about this system that you're enslaved in, I mean, it's pretty much what Mag is offering you. Repetitious truth about things that happen in the world you're programmed to live in. But he's not teaching you how to deprogram yourself from these things.
Continue.
I can break down shit from right here where I'm at. You think you can fool me? Run it.
Now, I know there's some folks out there wondering what the hell I'm doing.
Yes, only if they're stupid. I already know what you're doing. You're basically chasing fame. You feel like if you lurk on my channel, you can go against me, and when I snap back at you, you can get a side. Some people can choose your side and basically come from my channel and come over there. That's what you're doing. Everybody know when you came here, you got no content. You got zero brain when you came here. So all of a sudden now you can make video on the mag. Wow, this guy is retarded right here.
And I'm sure.
Well, you know, I wonder how everybody's doing as far as their...
Well, as we've just heard, Mag believes in the labels that control his mind. The labels that other people created for him to believe that people are. He'll call people dumb. He'll call people retarded. Both labels meant to trigger someone's emotions in anger and divide themselves from him and others. And he influences this behavior in all of the ones that view his videos. Because you want to be like him. He entices you to be like him, to act like him. But what he's influencing you with is how he's programmed to be. You understand? Just like I was trying to influence you to call him a deceiver, distractor, and divider. Even though he does all of those things. He deceives people, he distracts people, he divides people, and he influences that in us. But that can never be who he is. Okay? That can never be who he is. He's naturally created. Alright? Just like we all are. But they get us to believe we are these things. Because we're all programmed to influence each other in these labels. That's why it's so hard to stop labeling people. Because you constantly have people labeling you or labeling themselves or labeling others. And they're doing it every day around you. Constantly bombarding you with that programming of control. But as long as you know the truth about it, you can control it instead of it controlling you.
Your well-being. Anybody I've interacted with on YouTube, I hope that they're doing okay. So in a way, you know, everybody that I've ever talked to, I hope they're doing well. I wonder if they're doing well. Much respect to all y'all motherfuckers. Even Mag. I wonder how Mag's doing, and I hope the best for him. There, let's continue.
I have a lot of people confused, but
Yes, of course.
rest assured that the things I'm
You
doing.
know, like this guy is on LSD, people. You're hearing talk slow. It's like taking a root canal. You don't get it, people. It's like torture.
It's like torture, listening to a brother talk. You know, I wasn't even thinking nothing about that. I was just thinking about the conversation at hand. And you want to make fun of the way people talk. People make fun of the way I talk. You know, and when they do that, I just wonder, you know, are they upset with themselves?
You know, and you notice Mag's always on the attack mode. And that's what makes me question him. I mean, he's not like a real content creator that, you know, that mixes it up with you and that you know is real. You leave a comment right there. I mean, boom, and you know, they try to engage with you for real, and you know, it's a real person behind that channel, you know, not somebody with just a vague scripted message for you, you know, that doesn't really care. I mean, that's what I get from this, from Mag. You get those vague scripted messages, not really trying to talk to you about freeing your mind, free thinking, you know, being equal with you, you know, talking truthful with you. I mean, I don't get that from Mag at all. I mean, even, you know, when we were on good terms, I never got that from Mag. And most people didn't. Now, I don't know if he ever talked truth with people, but for the most part, it was just vague comments, you know, short, you know, just acknowledging you, and that was good enough. But as far as the channel that's really trying to search truth with you and help you as an individual during your search for truth, I don't see Mag Bitter Truth being that channel, or the family being that venue for you to get help as far as understanding the vicious world that we're programmed to believe in. I mean, because it's a very vicious world we live in, and trying to understand truth in it it takes a toll on you, and it's going to be one of the most difficult things that you'll ever achieve in your life. But it helps us stay in control of who we are, and that's the most important part, especially nowadays when you see so many people being controlled with so many different things. I mean, their head is spinning because they're controlled by politics. Their head is spinning because they're controlled by, you know, religion. They're controlled by the government. They're controlled by their local politicians and government. It never ends. They control the straw man they created each of us to be. The unnatural person they made us into, each of us. Hold on a minute, guys.
To the point where they have to make fun of somebody? Like, what's going on?
Sorry, hold on. I'm back. Let's continue.
I don't make fun of anybody. A lot of people I do know that make fun of people are usually kind of depressed about shit. So I don't know.
Listen to this guy right here, and I'm telling you right now, you see his channel where I show you, pick up the truth.
Or it's strictly business, one or the other.
No, he got enough truth from the mag to so-called give it to you. You see the name say it all. The name say it all, people. Pick up the
truth that is on my channel never came from the mag. Sure, there might be bits and pieces, small, very small bits and pieces there from things I've learned from mag, but for the most part, the truth that's on my channel, and you can take it for what it is, I believe comes from what created all of us. Truthful energy that comes to me because I choose to deprogram from the lies that program me all of my life. And I wholeheartedly believe in the truth, and that's how it can help me. I mean, take your belief that you have in the person they define you to be and put it into the truth and seek the truth that helps you truly be free.
Truth, you pick up enough truth now, you can go against the mag. Now let's see, you feed the people with the truth, with your...
Is he going against the mag, though? That's my question. I haven't seen it yet. Is Pick Up the Truth going against the mag, or is mag spinning a narrative?
Fucking blank brain, fooling the damn people. What you know? You know nothing, and I already
Fooling
know
the
it's
people.
YouTube sent you.
What did he say that could be possibly fooling the people so far?
What happened? I already know it's YouTube sent you. All the people that come at the mag, you...
Well, I guess YouTube sent us all. If you create a channel and sign terms with YouTube, in a way, they kind of sent you. You know? YouTube
didn't send me. Seeking truth sent me. The desire to seek truth sent me. This is why I love the truth, because it can free your mind from all of the things that were designed to control us individually. And we need to figure out those things that they control us with individually. It's important to deprogram ourselves from this system for real. Because the truth you find on my channel and content creators' channels such as Shizzle, we are seeking the truth. And these aren't just channels that were created to document our walk in truth. These are channels that were created to help people and guide people to the things that are true, so they can have real, truthful things to hold on to and to stay true to when they deprogram themselves from what is not true. Most of the things we were taught are not true, if not all. We're walking around with opinions. Everybody has one. But there's only one truth. How many opinions are there to choose and find that one truth in? How many? How many opinions will you have to sift through to find the truth that finally sets your mind free? I choose not to sift through the opinions. I choose to seek and search for truth and learn from the mistakes that I make as I deprogram myself from this horrible system that mentally controls me, emotionally controls me, physically controls me. And I influence everyone to do the same. I influence people in truthful things. And if I find I made a mistake, then we'll learn from it together. And we'll recognize that mistake. We'll leave that mistake up. And even though I've labeled Mag as a divider, deceiver, and distractor, that was my bad. That's how I was programmed. And I influenced others to believe it. Now we can know truthfully that that is a label they define us to be. Don't feel bad because you were programmed to use it, but recognize what it is and recognize what it truthfully is. An unnatural weapon for you to use against other people. We were all taught to do it so we can manipulate their emotions in one way or another. Divide ourselves from them. If we learn these things, we can stop letting it control us. That's what the truth can do for us. And I don't see anyone learning that kind of truth on Mag's channel because he's using those labels against the people who are seeking truth. He's using all the labels they programmed his mind to believe in. They program his mind to manipulate other people with those labels. To trigger emotions with those labels. To get his way with those labels. And to influence you to use and do the same thing with those labels. Don't fall into the trap. Deprogram yourself from the labels. Do not allow them to control who you are.
Sent me. YouTube sent Mag. YouTube sent fucking probably anybody that would be making videos. Let alone YouTube also sent people that are, they're not making videos or anything, but they're commenting in chats and they're commenting on comment sections. Well, apparently they logged into YouTube and YouTube sent them as well. I mean, if we want to get literal. Am I getting too literal for this conversation? YouTube sent us all. This could be some type of experiment. There's no reason to divide over YouTube, especially while we're looking for truth. But hey, that's my opinion. Let's get back to the topic at hand.
To send them. Oh, you're gonna call me a shield? A man with a phone making video of the whole
When did he call you a shill? For like the third time, I asked you, second or third time.
Establishment on the fucking run, and I'm a shield.
When did he call you that?
Yeah, you're retarded.
And they're not for my benefit, they're for yours.
Wow. Yes.
And I know it's hard for you to see right now because there's many different ways people are being programmed by Mag, Bitter Truth, Mag, whatever you want to call this Masonic one.
Yeah, that? No, all of a sudden I'm a Mason. I'm the one who teach.
Yeah, I disagree. He's just, he's just him. There's no label that could truly describe what the brother truly is.
Yep. There you go again. Another way I was programmed to label someone. Trigger their emotions. Exactly what I was talking about.
He's him. You're you. I am me.
She's sodomite about Masonic teaching, the Mason.
See, that's why it's a good thing you taught me not to label people, because people could get triggered by these spells that we cast and we agree to believe on. Therefore, we agree to get angry over. We're signing a contract to agree to get angry over something that we could debate on.
Masonic teaching that the whole wide world is sucking up. I'm the one who make them aware of it. And all of a sudden they're calling me a Mason. I show you all the Masonic signs so you can see them. And
so that's what you are. Thank you for clarifying it. You are the person that influences. You're committing acts of influencing teachings. That's what this brother is doing. That's his actions. That's not what he is. That's what he claims to be doing.
When people running games on you and you call me a Mason, this is dumb right here, people. How much video don't I have and expose the whole thing so the masses can see it? Regular people can actually see it now. I know you turn against the man. Get out of here.
Thank you, Pick Up the Truth, for helping me see past these languages. There's no way that people could trigger me. They can't trigger me from words. They could say anything they want. And there's no way, just don't physically harm anybody in front of me. And we don't have a problem.
You're no good.
You're welcome, Shizzle. And I'm glad I came out with the video. I mean, I created that video exposing the truth about the labels they get us to define each other as. And I knew that it was going to make me look bad in some of my videos, but I still came out with it because people deserve to know the truth. And never be ashamed to admit when we're wrong, when we made a mistake, so we can just learn from it. But I had no problem exposing myself in my own video. So as long as we can learn so it doesn't control us any longer, that's all that matters. Just like I said, truth gave me the ability not to be controlled by these labels that divide us and get us to feel anger, because that's all that Mag is trying to do to us in your video and in the video I created that he responded to us. That's all he's programmed to do. I mean, he's got many labels he can try to trigger our emotions with, and he tries many times in his videos. And I'm just trying to warn people about it. There's many ways this man is programmed to be, and he's not deprogramming himself and searching for truth. That's what I can see truthfully. And that's what I help the people see, so they can see the truth in it. Even though it exposes myself as making a mistake in one of my older videos, or not even a mistake. I mean, that's something I didn't deprogram myself from. I wasn't that far advanced in seeking truth to know the truth about how I was programmed to be. So of course I didn't know at that time. And there's no reason for us to feel guilty about the ways we're programmed to be and to act and define each other with the labels we were taught to define each other with. But as long as we can recognize it and stop the behavior that they program us with, it's the only way it's going to help us.
Just a fucking betrayer. Right now. Stab me in the back. You're just a piece of shit.
I don't want people to get to wrong.
Mag says, pick up the truth stabbed him in the back, and that he's a piece of shit. When did he stab you in the back? When? In your opinion of piece of shit? Your opinion. Let's look for truth. Shit.
Mag says I stabbed him in the back. No. I'm only trying to honestly search for truth. And you helped me a lot in my search for truth, Mag. You did. You helped me break free from this system that I used to believe in. I was so programmed to believe in this system. You released me from this system. You allowed me to get rid of all the stupid shit that was clogging up my mind and holding me back from using my head, from seeking things that are truthful, and recognizing the things that are meant to program our minds and control us.
Yeah,
What's the wrong
I
idea?
may be competing against this so-called man that's trying to offer truth for free, when actually it's a deception that he's offering us, a way to program us how to think.
But don't worry about it, dude. I'm gonna send the people to your channel. Remember, people, the mag never, I don't deal with people, period. So I don't really plug in channel, but there you go right there. You got to pick up the truth. This is what you want from day one. Go on ahead. Everybody who want to listen to this fucking guy right here, go on ahead and subscribe and hit the bell. You hear me? That's what you want. Now come off the mag name now. You understand me? Wow, sodomite on.
And act. And we'll get into that.
It's all about fame, subscribers, and hit the bell and all that shit, huh? I mean, is that the reason why people create these channels? Just for views, for fame, for money, for the things they enslave us with? No. This channel was created to document my walk in truth. This channel has since morphed into a channel that honestly tries to help others that are following in that same path. Because, to be honest with you guys, there's not very many people that are going to know truth. Only a few select of us will know truth and will be able to understand truth enough to avoid how billions of people are controlled every day. Because that's the point. The point of learning truth is to keep you from being controlled with all the things they create for you to be controlled by. You could be distracted in any hole they create for you to be distracted by. You want to be distracted by the transgenders they create for you to define yourself or others with? Yeah, there you go. You can crawl down that hole, and they have plenty of venues to distract you for a lifetime. You want to distract yourself in a game of who's who and the celebrities that they get you to worship and idolize and be influenced by? There you go. They got you can be distracted by a lifetime in the world of celebrities. They get to influence you to be the person you are today. But instead of learning how these people influence us, instead of learning how they get us to be who they want us to be every day so they can control us easily, we just accept how we're programmed and we turn our back on what's true and we don't allow it to help us. See, Brother Mac, well, and he's right, I shouldn't call him brother because it's just another label they get us to define each other with. He wants to be called Mag. I have to respect that and call him Mag because that's the identity he's chosen to be. And who am I to say? So, the term brother itself is something someone created. And they get us to be these things. They define us to be these things, and we accept it. Just like I said, these labels can mean bring good feelings about through its definition, but it doesn't make it truth. Doesn't make it truth. We should never let anything in this language define us. I walk around and I say we're natural because that's the only thing we can relate to, honestly, truthfully, is nature. It's the only thing we know is true and reliable. You know? It's the only thing that doesn't let us down. It's the only thing that stays constant and true. And know it's from what created all. Just like we are. We're from what created all.
Wow. Yes, take the people and leave the mag name out your mouth, dude. You can't do no breakdown. This shit that you're doing for an hour and a fucking half, you're just there draining the damn people. All you do is draining the fucking people energy with this dumb shit. Like I say, you sound like you're doped up and you're almost asleep doing this shit right here. You couldn't be up, dude. What's wrong with you, man? What I did?
Wow. So is this the way that you treat people that come at you with respect? Well, You know, he did give you those labels. And I hope he apologizes for that. But other than that, you know, you've gave him labels too. So that's
I will not apologize like they program billions of people to, Shizzle. Okay? I mean, let's look at apologies. I mean, truthfully, they get us to feel bad for how we're programmed to be defined, right? They get us to believe in these labels, and they program us to influence others to believe in it and be triggered by it, and they teach us how to trigger people with them, you know. So it's not really our fault that we're programmed by these things, but as long as we deprogram from them, learn from them, and move on and teach others to do the same, I mean, that's all that's required. I'm not going to be programmed to feel a certain way because they program me to define somebody with a label they already created before I was even born. In this vessel, anyway. But, yeah, I choose to opt out of the apologies and the sorries that they program me to feel a certain way with.
even that out. It's offset. Now let's work with truth. You know.
What did I do? All I do is come here and spit the damn truth. And what you got against me, dude?
Well, so far he's asking questions and you're just working with slander. Even though he's given you a couple labels, why don't you answer his questions?
What you got against me? I know you are butt-hurting sodomite. That's why you're all up on the mag. And I just want to show you this right.
And you say that he's butthurt. But I'm not saying you're butthurt or anything, but let's just reflect on the way that you're acting from the beginning of this video till now, and possibly even carry it on.
Yeah, because we can't do it. We can't get to it. Let's listen. When you gonna call me a Mason?
Things to be programmed to repeat.
Well, you already admit that you teach Masonic teachings. You influence them. You know, rewind. You know, you clarified it.
And repetition in our lives. And
I could never.
these things are real.
I could never get this point, man. This is the dumbest guy ever come up against the mag, dude. Are you kidding me? Why are you so lazy? I can't. How long it take you to make a sentence, dude? Wow, how long it take you to make a fucking sentence? Don't come up against the mag.
See, the thing with Mag is, he'd rather criticize you and try to trigger you to feel a certain way instead of talking to you honestly about, you know, something that might help us discover truth in some way or another to help his subscribers and my subscribers, or the people watching the videos at least. But he's not concerned with that. He's just concerned with trying to get people to feel a certain way about me. And because he's triggering them with the labels that he's constantly defining me to be. It's funny, but it's not, because I can see how he's truthfully programmed, but he cannot. Now, this man has a lot of subscribers that watch his videos. This man claims to teach truth that frees your mind, because he claims that they make everybody and they program everybody to be so stupid, which is a label that, you know, they influence all of us to think we are, which is not true, because we're only natural. If you want to use any label, we're only natural, naturally made, just like everything else. We can't be anything else. As hard and as desperate as they try to get us to be, we can only be natural. And when he says that I'm lazy or I'm this or I'm that, you have to look at what I'm dealing with truthfully. I'm dealing with so many so many sophisticated details of truth and how it controls us and how it defines us. And I'm trying to mentally understand it with a brain that's probably not capable of putting together all of these sophisticated systems, but yet I'm telling you the truth about them, and I'm leading you through it, through the minefield of lies to get to the truth. But that's why I'm being careful with my words that they force me to use in this language they control me with. You understand? That's why it's hard for me. I don't want to influence you into things that are not true. So I'm very careful with my words. I don't want to waste your energy or my energy when you're searching for something as serious as truth, because you're putting your belief in me to bring you truth that helps you, and I want to be correct with that truth. I want to bring you the truth that you can rely on, that's going to help you teach others to have the same ability to deprogram yourself from this world and stop being controlled by all the things they created to control you with. That's the purpose of this channel, is to help. And if I have to talk slow, and if I have to sift through the minefield of definitions that they get me to label other people with and trigger emotions, then I'll go slow, because I want to make sure that the people listening to me get only what they need, the truth.
You sound like you're retarded. Do you know your ass from your elbow? Are you kidding me, dude? Come on, man. Just fall back and take my fucking name out your mouth, dude. Stop it. Keep my name out your fucking mouth. I don't want to hear you no more calling up my name. Oh, Mag, my brother. I know you saying Mag the Masonic Man. Stay off my name, dude. Now you get the subscribers. Stay off my name. Yes, go ahead and subscribe to the Pick Up the Truth. And go ahead and pick up my boot out your ass right now. Bye. Video. Now, there's a lot of ungrateful people on YouTube. And if I would have known that this is how the people are, I would never ever drop a truth video on this fucking YouTube shit. You understand? That's what you need to know. All ungrateful people. Now, this one that call himself Pick Up the Truth. Now, I used to see him in my life probably about a year and...
I'll tell you what, if my shit is flooded with haters and I don't sell merchandise and I don't ask for donations as I do today, I probably would still make videos. It would probably give me more content to learn from and create. But, you know, that's me.
After 2 years ago, come on my channel and you never have one content on the channel. You understand me? Not even one content.
I try not to divide people as haters. Another label. That's what I'm saying. We have to be so careful with what we say and influence people to believe in. You know, if we influence people to believe in a label that defines them and divides them in hatred, well then you're influencing. Just like, you know, I made the mistake of influencing people. But just like I said, there's no need to apologize. We're all programmed to do it. So it's a hard thing to learn not to do. But see, if we honestly talk about these things and we try to understand the truth in it, we can keep from being emotionally triggered by these definitions, and we can try not to think of other people as these definitions that were created by other people we don't even know. But we'll run around calling people these things that they programmed and shoved in our head and got us to believe we are. Yep. Yeah.
But when they come on and they see the mag, everybody hunger for fame. Everybody want to get on. So they figure if they come on the mag channel, lurks around a little bit, and then start coming at me, they can get subscriber. If you can see, he got 74 subscriber. All the people that subscribe to my channel, 75 of them.
He's saying everybody's hungering for fame. Everybody's hungering for subscribers. That's not the purpose of this channel. The purpose of this channel is to help the people looking for truth that are coming up and serious about it. If you're serious about deprogramming yourself from this world and you're looking for truth, it's not going to be on Mag Bitter Truth channel. He's not going to lead you to independent, free thinking. He's not going to lead you to deprogramming yourself from the world that enslaves you, because there's too many programs. There's too many things that they control us with that no one else talks about. You know? Sure, they want to just pick a few things and talk about them and think if they know the truth about these few things that they're all set and they can just reside back into the world that programs their minds and defines them on who to be. And they can go back into the language they think they're themselves in. We are not ourselves. I keep explaining that they define who we are. And if we can truthfully break down the things that they control us with that makes us who we are, see where it comes from, really, because it can't come from what naturally created all of us. You're telling me all of these horrible ways that we control and influence others with this language came from what created all of us? Because that's what a lot of religions want you to believe in. this man-made language. This man-made language that was sophisticatedly created to control every aspect of who we are and define who we are and control us with those definitions. It took some time. It took some time for man to create these languages. And we're not just talking about one. The language I speak is just one of most of the unnatural languages that control us. It's horrible. These languages did not come from what created all. Did not come from what created us. But we're forced to define ourselves with these languages. And we're forced to influence others with the definitions that were created by other people. It's horrible.
The four of them right there subscribe to him. And no doubt about it, it's my same subscriber right there that subscribed to this channel. And all of a sudden you turn on the mag. No.
How about this? Make that 73 because I was never subscribed to the mag. There was one point that I had you on my subscription list. I had a bunch of motherfuckers that I was trying to debate with on my subscriptions, but that didn't last long. 73.
You know, Mag says I went against him. I did not. I saw through Mag. Mag's not interested in truth. If he was, he wouldn't sell the products that keep enslaving us with the money he charges for them. I mean, how is somebody going to sit up there and honestly tell you they're seeking truth when they charge you the money that enslaves you in this world? I'm not, and I will never be about that. I'm not, and I will never be about that. This channel is not, and will never try to influence people to be enslaved by the things they control us so hard with. I just wish that it was my hope that Mag could influence many minds with real truth. But I can see honestly that, and truthfully, by looking at his content, and that he's more about distracting us with the things that enslave us in this world and getting us to complain about them, instead of us really seeking truth on an equal and fair playing field, you know, a thinking field, I guess. Some place where we can all come together and say, hey, you know, what do you think about this? You know, what do you think about that? What do you think about this? You know? And we just throw around things that can help us and things that can't. And we can dismiss the ones that we can't, that won't help us. I guess I was looking for something that, I don't know. I was looking for people I can relate to equally, not people who just thought they knew everything about the whole world. And I don't know. I never found that except for, Shizzle's channel. Really, he's a person that is trying to seek truth. There's not going to be many of us. I wish it was different. I wish there was some magical way we could influence the people to believe in what's true. I wish we could organize some way to deprogram people and get them to see the world that controls them so hard. I mean, the thing that kills me with Mag is he's got so many people that view his videos. He has the potential to really influence people with truth and break them free from these horrible governments that control us. Break them free from the individual systems and deprogram themselves from it. But he's so deprogrammed. He's so programmed by the things that I have already deprogrammed from. And we'll get into it further in this video. This is going to be a long video, so stick with it if you want. If you don't, I don't blame you. But I hope you can learn a lot, and I hope it helps you in your search for truth, because it's all about trying to help each other, right? Because you're not going to find that help in too many places. Unbiased, I'm not here to judge anyone for how they're programmed. That's not what it's about. Hell, as far as programming goes, I've deprogrammed myself from almost everything. I'm on a level that not too many people are, and if you want to know, it sucks to be me. Because people call me crazy, or they say I'm not being, realistic. But I'm being more realistic than they'd ever want to know. I can see exactly how people are programmed to be in this world. I know what we're controlled by. Makes me sad that people don't want to deprogram from it. Makes me sad that we have these so-called truthers that just want to run you around in a repetitious circle, and so you can never really find, the truth that sets your mind free, so you can think free and you can actually be free from how they control us. Because they just don't control us with the COVID. They control us with everything, people. Everything we were programmed to be in this world. Everything they taught us to be is within their control. Not yours. Not mine. But theirs. Who are they? I don't know. Do we? Are we gonna know? who they are, we can see most of the control comes through the governments that we're programmed to believe in. But are those the real people that are doing these things to us? Are those the people that planned all of these systems that control us, and did they organize everything that we're programmed to believe in from birth to death? I mean, it seems that way. I mean, we can truthfully see how the languages were created to define and get us to believe in the definitions they want us to be. And these definitions, they come with real consequences because they manipulate our emotions so much, depending on what the label is. Real things they control us with that we should really be learning about. So we can keep from being controlled by these people.
Subscribers that you speak of.
I've seen some videos going around, this one right here, and this one right here, and then somebody just sent me another one. So we go get into it. I'm gonna show you some things with this so-called pick up the truth. Now let's go to the first video that he did on the mag right here. Let's do it. Let's see. No, this is not the first video so-called. Hold on. Now this is not the first video right here, but it's actually the one that he so-called have out right now. The last video that he did is right here. Now let's pay attention. What it is.
Welcome to Pick Up the Truth. I hope you're all good tonight. And tonight we're going to discuss a video from a fellow truther that I've discovered in my life, and I've been following Mag Better Truth for pretty much a year and a half now, and I've learned a lot of truth from his channel and from him doing his videos, putting his videos out there, and letting us all know what's going on in the world that we live in.
And if you notice, this is how he start out the video before he come up my neck, sneak this in the mag. That's how they do it. You know what I mean? Kill you with kindness. That's why he keep talking about my brother Mag. Of course, he's a damn sodomite on the masses. Let him run.
Now,
He's killing you right now with kindness? Okay.
my brother Mag,
First of all, you better understand, I'm not your brother. Don't think you can kill me with kindness or sneak this to Mag. You're no different from those people who attack me. You play like you're cool, come and you learn something. Now you think you learn enough to go against me? You're just a punk on the masses. 100%.
led me to the truth.
Yeah, you are not my brother. And honestly, no one is. No one could be my brother or sister. That's a label they created to define people with. And yes, I do not allow that to control me any longer. But see, this man does. And it's not that he knows the truth about the label of brother. It's just that he's thinking of the definition. There's multiple definitions for brother. So he's thinking of a literal brother in his family. You know, not one of unity or as of family. He could be anyway. I shouldn't try to say what he's thinking, because I don't know. But from the words that he's saying, it seems to be that way. Because what I was referring it as was unity of truthers, you know, uniting together to seek truth, kind of a family thing that we had going in the family. I guess I was programmed to think of ourselves that way. But just like I said, break free from those labels they created to define us with. Truthfully, we need to come up with an identity that is more suited for ourselves, because as we deprogram ourselves from this world that controls us, if you're serious about seeking truth, you will lose belief in the straw man they created you to be, and that's your identity. You will lose belief in the person they define you to be, because truthfully, that is not who we are. That's who they want us to be. So finding an identity that fits you is important, a truthful identity that you relate to yourself as. To be honest with you, I don't consider myself to be the name I was born as any longer. That's someone they created to control, you know? Every aspect of my life that I was programmed under that name, they created to control me. I know some people might say, well, you're not being realistic, and Mag would probably be one of those people. I'm not putting words in his mouth, but that's why I said probably. He would probably say, this man's not being realistic about the world he was born in. But I'm being more realistic than anyone knows. I'm being as truthful as I can be. We were not meant to be these people. They forced us to be, because you had no opportunity or no input in the person you were programmed to be. They chose our names. They programmed us with all the information they wanted us to know. And this is how they define us, to be the people they created and control.
The deception of Jesus Christ.
Yes, and that's what you have to understand, people. They use that for the heritage of the Mag channel, because they say that I wake them up on the so-called Jesus Christ. That's what they want to go around and tell the whole package of people in this world, that I was the one who turned them away from their religion, and that's the only thing they're going to give me props for. You hear that?
And what if that's the truth?
Wow, this is bullshit right here, people. Pay attention.
Before I came to Mag's channel, I wholeheartedly believed in this fictional character.
No, you never know shit about no truth when you come to my channel. You never know one shit about uploading video on your channel. So why is you doing this right now? Why all of a sudden you...
See, Mag's trying to influence people with things that aren't true. And that's not what someone seeking truth is supposed to do. I mean, really. You're seeking truth and you're teaching truth, but you don't care what you're saying. You don't care if you don't care if what you're saying is true or not, because it's not true. And then you influence people to believe in lies.
Gather up enough truth from the mag to so-called go against me, and you call yourself pick up the truth. More like trying to pick up some loose change with your damn ass crack. Fucking with...
How's he going against you, bud? Is asking somebody questions going against you? And I guess providing that you offset the couple of labels that he gave you.
The mag.
If somebody called me some names, I wouldn't say they're going against me or attacking me. You know, I would just talk back and debate. Be like, oh, do you have proof for that?
Yeah, but see, if they're going against you with the labels, they're trying to trigger an emotional response from you like they were programmed to do. Okay? They honestly believe in the labels. Just like I honestly believed. I was programmed to believe that people could be a deceiver, a distractor, a divider. You know? They made me believe in those labels. And I feel like I could truthfully hurt somebody with those labels. I thought I thought those labels were natural truth. You see that? I thought those labels were natural truth, and because they were truth, that's what the brother was truthfully doing. And he was doing that, truthfully. He's deceiving, he's distracting, and he's dividing the people. Okay? But that doesn't make him those things. That just means he's doing those things. Okay? But I was programmed at that time that I created this video that people could actually be these labels they got me to believe in. I'm glad I broke free from that, because, you know, the truth helps me, and I didn't break free from that off of Mag's channel because he's still consumed by those definitions that he uses. He still believes that the people are those definitions, and he still tries to hurt people with them. He still tries to divide people with them. He still tries to get a response from people with them. So, yes, he's still consumed by them. I am no longer. And Shizzle is no longer, because we've learned the truth about these labels. And that's how truth that didn't come from Mag's channel can help you.
Or are you gonna, have some opinions and beliefs? Are opinions and beliefs really attacking me?
Called Christ.
Going after me?
Put into our minds by the Masonic system that
Yes.
programs and brainwashes us.
And where you get that from? Where you get that from? All the mag. You hear me? 100%. And I told you, now that you think you gather enough info, you can go against the mag. You're just a piece of shit on the masses. That's all you want.
And they do the same thing with the entire Bible. And after Mag taught me the truth about Christ,
I taught you the truth about any fucking truth that you know. Don't lie to the people. Okay?
I don't know if he realized.
He taught me the truth about anything I know. This man thinks he's a supreme being or something, I guess. But I shouldn't label. Then there you go. I'm programmed to believe in a label there. And maybe he triggered me. But you see how it works? We can't allow ourselves to be controlled because it's just too easy. It's just too easy.
It or not, that's that opened up a lot of free space in my mind, my brain, because all that deception was gone, vanished, taken away because I got rid of it, because I believed in my brother more than the deception of Christ had programmed me with. And I could see the deception, and I could see the truth that he was speaking. So I continued seeking truth. Really hard after that.
And I already told you people, it's a thin line between seeking truth and you are a dummy. It's a fucking thin.
Okay, here's the thing. For a lot of people, like for me, when you're being deceived by all types of shit that's controlling you, you know, just like what a lot of people like to label people as like sheep or whatever, big old believers, let's not label them though. When you're committing the actions of being deceived, sometimes it's possible that once you snap out of one deception, something that's controlled you for a while, something you've believed in, and then you're starting to question it. And then you see motherfuckers also talking like, hey, this could be bullshit, you know, here's why, because of this, this, and this, let's question these, blah, blah, blah. It's possible that one's mind might just free your mind. It's something that I love to say. You gotta free your mind.
And that's right, Shizzle. That's right. I mean, I couldn't have said it. You said it better than me. So, hey, I mean, there you go. I like that. I mean, at least I know that there's people out there that are truthfully seeking truth to deprogram themselves from what controls them. And Shizzle is an example of that. And I just wish more people would be deprogram from the system that controls them. It's been controlling them all their lives. Just like I said, it's when you get to this point in truth and you can see what is really happening to people, and you can see their refusal, the majority of people's refusal to acknowledge truth, or even want to even hear or understand truth, because they don't want to lose what they've created themselves to be, or what they think they've created themselves to be, because honestly they didn't create themselves to be anything. They're just using the things that they were programmed to think of themselves as. And just because it's a vast amount of things that they can be, they think that, hey, this couldn't be something created by men. Of course it was. All the definitions were created by men. And what gives these I shouldn't say men, but people, what gives these people the authority or the ability to define who we are? You know what I mean? What gives the people that came before us the authority, the ones that created this language, what gives them the right to have authority over us? What gives them the right to tell us how to think, and how to manipulate people, and how to control other people with the languages and the definitions and the labels they created? it's a wild world fucking program to believe in, people. And you know, this is why so-called truthers, people who want to call themselves, define themselves to be truthers, this is why they can get away with lying, manipulating the people, running them around in a circle where you'll never know truth, not really helping you individually deprogram yourself from this untruthful world, but they're going to run you around in circles like the flat earth community and the ball earth communities do. They were designed to label each other that and run each other around in circles. They don't want you, people who control us, they don't want you to know the real truth. And you're not going to find the real truth in Mag Bitter Truth. You're not going to find the truth that really tells you who you are and how you're controlled and how to deprogram from it. And you're only going to find that on one or two channels on YouTube, and that's Shizzle and Pick Up the Truth, as far as I can see. I may be mistaken by that. There may be some others that I'm not aware of out there that are, but yeah. I mean, you can say Mag helped me, and he did. Be honest with you, he did help me overcome my programming, my religious programming. To what extent, he doesn't realize, because he hasn't deprogrammed himself fully from the other things that I've deprogrammed myself from as well. I also have older videos out there that where I believe in where I'm still programmed to believe in the God that they get us to believe in. I think at that point I deprogrammed myself from Jesus Christ, but I still believed in the God, and I still believed in Satan. So it was the good and the evil that I hadn't deprogrammed myself from, you know, that man-made system that I finally was able to get away from. And that's the things you're going to learn on this channel versus, you know, Mag Bitter Truth. I go further into the programming. I go further into how they control us, because I want to break us free from that. I don't want to manipulate you with things that are not truthful. I don't want to influence you in things that are going to unnaturally hurt you or mislead you. I want you to know truth. I want you to be able to deprogram from the harmful things that you were born into, because you know, it's not in your control. It's not in my control. I was programmed to believe this, to believe in the world that enslaves me, just like you were, and all of us were. And there's so many things and so many ways they do it. It's complicated, but simple, truthfully simple, if we look around. Because the things that we wake each other up to on this channel is things we can see truthfully, things we can comprehend truthfully. And just like we've learned today, you know, we're still going to be programmed to believe in things that we may influence others with that aren't good. But as long as we learn from them, we can move on and teach others the truth about them.
And I think that's kind of what happened with this brother Pick Up the Truth. He's seen finally past one deception and was like, whoa, you know, and truth just started coming to him, you know. And that's the point where if that doesn't happen.
It did, and I'll tell you why. Because I let go of my belief in the things that programmed me. And I'll give you an example. I mean, and this is just one, but the programming of Jesus Christ was who I was in this life, you know? And my belief in Christ and how they programmed me to believe in him, you know, since I was a child, was strong. And it is strong. That's how they get you. That's how they manipulate you. That's how they divide you. Okay? I thought that this was the truth of the truth, and this was what created all, and I was on the side of everything that was, you know, so awesome and true. And that's how they get you. You're not looking at the terrible ways that divide you, you know. You're not truthfully looking at that, because they don't program you to look at that. They program you since you're a child to believe in this character of Christ. You know, they make movies. I remember our church would bombard us with the end of days programming, you know, of the Christian movies they come out with. What's that one? I shouldn't be consumed with these actors. Just leave it at that. But these actors, they get paid to influence us in these movies, and they made it very believable for children to be influenced in this way. And that's how I was brought up, and that's how most of us are brought up, to divide ourselves from others, because they get us to believe in these religions that they say this is the only way to what created you, and blah blah blah, and this and that, and then it's not true. This is not truth. You don't see that kind of chaos and division in nature. You don't. The kind of division and chaos they create with the so-called religions of supposedly the one from the one that created all. How is there all this division? How is it when we don't see it truthfully in nature? But yet people don't want to wake up to it, and that's the problem I have with Mag. You know, he's still influencing people to believe in the God that I've deprogrammed myself from a long time ago. And I truthfully know that this is not what created us. I do. You asked me to prove it. There's too many things in nature that prove that this is not what created us. You can go back through my videos, and you can see the things that that are truthfully out in nature, that reveal that this God is not what created us. I deprogrammed myself from this God. I've deprogrammed myself from the Satan that was his so-called adversary. I mean, that's another thing. They get us to believe that this God is a gender, a label they created for us to be. Okay, they created this God to be a male gender. That tells you right there that this is not what created all. They control us. Men, women, this system that programs us, controls us with the gender label. To this day, transgenders, male, female genders, we're controlled with how they program us and define us to be with these labels. Each new label they make with the gender they created, they keep manipulating our thoughts with. But they created all of it. They did. Man, the system of man created the languages we speak, men and women. Okay. The kingdoms that we're ruled under, no doubt, created the languages that they control the people with. The kingdoms, the so-called democracies, the governments that have been ruling over us since they could control. That's who controls and defines us. Who they are now? Are they hiding behind the scenes, or are they in plain sight? We have to deprogram ourselves first before any of those questions can be answered. People are trying to figure out what the shape of the earth is. Shit, we have to deprogram ourselves systematically from what we were born in before we can even attempt to find out the truth in the land we were born in, on all the other stuff.
Then if you can't just see natural truth, then perhaps snap out a few more of those deceptions that are controlling you, and it might just happen. You might be able to question everything that people tell you. Every claim. Don't get controlled by any of the claims. Question them all. Demand proof. Seek for knowledge. Ask questions.
Line, it's not a joke. It's a thin line between a dummy and a truth seeker. You can get easily pushed off the edge if you're looking for truth. This one.
You just helped a brother snap out of one deception, and his mind got free. And then, Mag, you have so many different topics that a few of those topics, this brother that has a free mind now, that accomplished that himself, just because you helped him snap out of one deception, I've helped people snap out of one lie before, one measly lie. It's not something rare to help somebody snap out of something that they're being manipulated on. We're humans. I help my friends when they're being manipulated.
Exactly. I mean, That's someone seeking truth to help others, you know, not just himself. And I respect Shizzle. You know, I'll always I'll always recommend Shizzle's channel because we should support each other. You know, I mean, is Shizzle deprogrammed totally from everything and he's going to offer you 100% proof? No, of course not. I can't do that either. I can't. There's always going to be things that I'm programmed by and I'm not aware of. It's just like all of us. It's not for us to feel guilty about. It's just for us to wake up to, learn from, and move on. Teach others. You know? It's just like, Mag's still hooked into the religion they control him with. And I so desperately wanted to return that favor to him and try to get him to wake up to the other ways they control him, but he won't have any of it. And I'm hoping someday he will, because he can influence a lot of minds in what's truthful. But he's too busy in trying to make people believe in fallen angels and demons and Satan and the God that he worships, that he's programmed to worship. I know these things aren't truth. And I know what these things do to you, hit not only his mind, but your mind as well, if you still believe in these things that program you. They divide you. They truly do. There's too many ways that this God divides you in hatred. There's too many ways that Satan divides you in hatred. There is. And it shouldn't be. None of the division should be there if it's truly what created us. None of it. None of the division. We should not be controlled by supposedly something that was created by what created us. We shouldn't be enslaved by it. It shouldn't affect us in a negative way. We don't see any of that happening in true nature, where everything is supplied for the animals and the plants to survive, and they feed off of what was already created for them, and that's something humanity has stopped doing. We stopped feeding off of what was already created for us. Now we have to pay for it. Now we have to work for it. Now we have to be the people they want us to be for it because they control it. We're not ready to wake up to that yet. And I don't understand. If somebody has a truth channel and they say they're seeking truth, how come they're not coming across this truth that is out there in plain sight and is very true? How come they're still holding on to the things that program their minds? How come they're not only holding on to it, but how come they're influencing many, many others with the same lies that control other people? Because they were meant to program us. You're just regurgitating the same garbage, but only slightly different, that the billions of others were programmed to believe in. I mean, we can see plainly that millions are programmed by religion, to be divided by religion, with many different labels they created to divide them with. You can see that. Even though Mag refuses to deprogram himself from a lot of the things that I've already deprogrammed myself from, and it's important to be serious about deprogramming yourself from these things, and I'll tell you why. Because it does free up your mind. It does free up how you think. You know, it does free up how you control who you are at the moment. Well, I shouldn't say at the moment. I don't want to use time. But it controls who you are in the here and now. And the important thing is that you control who you are in the here and now. You have full control instead of being programmed to be something other people created you to be. I deal with that every day. I have to hear stories about how people are programmed in their life. Stories of things that I'll hear them talking about, and I know that's obvious programming. I know that's something that controls them. Can I stop them every minute of every day and tell them, hey, you're being controlled. Hey, stop. Don't do this. No, I can't. They have to come on it. Hopefully they can hear it from somebody else, such as myself or Shizzle. And they can come on it themselves and see the truth in it and say, hey, wow, I see the truth in this. I want to deprogram from how it really controls me because I can see it. You know, there's not a lot of that going on nowadays. And really, if we wanted to break free from the things that controlled us, we would be acting this way. We would be helping each other this way, behaving this way, appreciating each other. Because we wake each other up to these ways. But instead we get attacked. If I tell somebody that hey, look at the way they control us with the kingdom of God. Look at the so-called command structure they want you to follow that's man-made, obviously, into the kingdoms that they want us to believe in. And then they take that, obviously man-made, and they want to control you with it. There's only one reason. They want to control the very energy. Some people call it a soul. The energy that brings your vessel life, your body life. Okay? Who we are. I like to call it the energy that created everything. Because it pretty much is. Created everything. The energy that created us created the earth that we live on, or the land that we live on. Created the animals, the plants, and it was all created for a specific reason, to nourish us in a way for medicinal purposes. It was created for us to freely live on. It was created for us to freely live from, use, not have to worry about payment in return for, you know. But hey, that's why I say the system of money It's a big system that people fail to deprogram from. It's a system of enslavement that not only enslaves us, but enslaves our future. Enslaves the people coming after us, enslaves the people coming after them, and after them, and so on. But the money is affiliated and connected with the kingdoms that they claim the God exists in that created us all. I mean, no. No. We have to deprogram from these systems. And I'm going to try my best to make sure I bring you truth. And if I do accidentally mislead or influence others, I will let you know as soon as I discover it.
By like some, some female or whatever, some male. But I'm not going to say that just because I help them with one deception, everything I say is true. And if you question anything I say, you're going after me after you've gained knowledge from me. That's committing acts of being cocky, acting cocky.
I get lost along the way. I don't know what he let get to him.
He got lost along the way of what? Following in and believing what you have to say as truth? Is that really getting lost, or is that him freeing his mind, seeking truth?
I know you want to come against the mag. Like I don't tell you everything
When did he come against the mag?
that you hear him spit. He get it from a channel. Everything.
I remember it was around the time where Mag started.
Everything you hear him spit, huh? Why are you getting mad at the shit that he's spitting then, if it comes from your channel?
Having a lot of problems with people, started fighting with people on his channel, getting distracted from learning truth.
You hear that, people? And you hear what he just said?
Yeah.
I was fighting with people, and it's distracting him from learning truth. And you see what he did right here? He do the same thing as the people that I was going against.
I don't know about fighting. When I think fighting, I think fist to fist. What Mag is doing is agreeing on some dictionary terms with some other people. They're having an agreement to get angry over.
No, I'm pretty much talking about the repetitious transgendered fucking worship he's trying to influence the people to constantly be bombarded with. How in the fuck is that going to help us find truth, really? Okay? We already know they control us with the label of the gender. They branded us with it. They got us to believe we are these genders they created. Now they fucking control our minds with it over and over and over again, twisting it up every new way they can create to twist it up and control us with. And he just plays on into that agenda, that same fucking programming, and takes it further and bombards you with it repetitiously over and over and over again with the transgender agenda. What the fuck is that all about? Was it to get you ready for all the transgender shit that the world's got you coming up to believe in? No. The thing is, you have to break away from these labels they control us with. That's not ignoring, the things that these people program us with. That's deprogramming from it. That's recognizing what it is, deprogramming from it, and then taking that useless shit out of your mind, not let it fucking consume the resources of your brain any longer. So you can focus on what's important, and that's not being controlled by the world that you were born in. You know, the truth. Focus on the truth. Because, let me give you an example. A lot of people are distracted in the real world they live in. And when I say the real world they live in, that's the world they program us to live in, right? You know, they program us to be enslaved every day in the position they created for us to be enslaved in. They created the money for us to live by and to worship and want for and to do horrible things for, be programmed to do horrible things for. To basically enslave us all our lives, we accepted these ways, right? We've allowed them to steal the land that they stole from us, you know? And not only I shouldn't say stole from us, because that's validating their system of laws that they control us with, and I don't know. They took that land that was naturally ours. They took it. And they won't let us have it back. All right? They control it. Just like we see the natural animals out there gathering up their food and getting what they need to survive from the land and the resources on that land, we cannot do the same. We cannot do the same. They control us so much to that point to where we have to live the way they tell us to live before we can survive. And that's not a truthful way to want to be. Why would you subject your child any longer to a system that controls us to that point? To where you cannot survive without them. Truthfully, we need to get back to teaching people about the land, teaching people about everything on that land that could help us possibly. So we don't need these systems that control us. And I've tried videos like that, and they didn't fare too well because it seemed like people weren't very interested in it. But that's not an excuse for me not to continue doing them, and I may in the future. But I'm not one that's qualified to well, I shouldn't say qualified. We're all qualified. No, we're not all qualified. If you're seeking truth, you can help other people. I guess somebody with more knowledge of what's natural should be guiding us into how we can survive from the things that would get us to be less, well, not less, but get us to be unreliant on the governments and the entities that are out there that can control us in our lives. So we can truly start to be who we really are, and not just do things because they've stolen the land from us and they force us to do it.
Or something that they agree on, some terms, and they're gonna make an agreement to get angry. And that's all it is. The angry contract.
They come debunking my videos and talking shit about me, and he do the same thing, and he called me.
Well, I hope you all motherfuckers debunk my videos. You know, help me learn. and I will thank you for it.
Brother, he say I'm his brother, and at the same time, he doing this shit right here. I don't know, you piece of shit. How you...
You could ask me questions and call me brother. I promise I won't get mad.
Not be my brother. You're doing all this shit against me, and you're calling me...
See, before, you know, and maybe even back in these days when I knew truth, when I didn't know as much truth and I didn't deprogram myself from all of these controlling ways, I really, it really got to me when especially Mag would call me these childish names and these labels, and you know, all these names and these hateful names that incite anger in you. And that's what it was doing. It was getting me angry to the point to where I couldn't focus on what I needed to be focused on, needed to be sane, needed to be learning, you know. And it was tripping me up because I was thinking more, I was being controlled more with my emotions because he was triggering me with these labels than I was on being able to focus my attention on what was actually happening and, you know, how to respond to what he's saying truthfully.
Brother, me and you...
If you ask me questions and call me brother and also call me a few other names like Masonic Divider or whatever, I'm still not going to think you're going against me. I'm still going to look at the questions that you have at hand.
Blood, get your fucking ass up.
Yeah. And see, that's, you know, I keep saying it, but I have to, because it's to emphasize and let you guys know that the control that we now have, that Shizzle and I now enjoy because we learn truth about how we're programmed in this world. These people like Mag and everyone else that's programmed to believe in these labels and be controlled by them and trigger each other with them, you know, they will continue to be affected and controlled by them, you know, whether it be from their own programmed belief in them or how other people try to use them against them. Or, you know, people can try to manipulate you with the labels that make you feel good as well, so you have to be conscious of that, as well as, you know, somebody trying to divide you angrily with them, you know, which happens more often. And it's another way, they try to get us to believe in Satan this way or evil this way, because they try to connect the fictitious character of Satan with how the words were meant to, how the words were meant to define us and get us to believe we really are these things, the man-made words, okay, when they're no good for us. When they try to, these definitions, they try to play on our feelings and get us to feel a certain way or another, and you know it was designed that way. You know, you can't get away from the truth. It was designed that way. It's what it is. You know, it's how they define us. It's how they control us. It's how they get us to believe in it to the point to where we manipulate others to believe in. It's really ingenious. It's a real ingenious way of influencing and controlling. And when you deprogram yourself, you can really delve deep into these things and really understand them. You know, you can. And that's why I say when you start to deprogram, the more you deprogram, the more physical, I should say, the better you can think. I'm not really a good example of that because I've never been able to think very well at all. But I've never scripted a show, to be honest with you. I've always come at you straight. It's not, you know, most of my videos are not going to be put together well. Probably suck, most of them, but hopefully there's valuable information that you can use in your desire for seeking truth, in your desire for deprogramming yourself from this world. You know, if you've gotten to this point, you've already made that choice. You've already made that choice to not just settle into the many things that they control you with, but to wake up to the things, you know. A lot of people only wake up to one thing, like the fact that Christ programs our minds to control them. And they'll claim that they're woke, and then they'll let themselves be programmed into politics, into the money system, into the governments, the way the governments control them in their lives. They believe in all that. I mean, they've gotten us to believe in everything, right? We believe in the people who bill us every month on the calendar. They schedule our lives in. That's a big one. You know? We believe in the power companies that send us a bill every month. We believe in the mortgage companies that send us or the landlords that send us a rent bill every month. You believe in all that because you were programmed to believe in the system that controls you, scheduled your life, defines you who to be. But you'll settle back in that and claim you're woke because you know one truth about something. When you're not looking at all the other ways, you're not, and you know that you're programmed to be manipulated. We're all programmed to be manipulated in too many different ways. We haven't even woken up to that fact yet. I'm wondering when the truth community, if there is a community that's really looking for truth out there. Because from what I can see, they're just looking to still be consumed in the world they want to be enslaved in. You know, Mag says I'm looking for subscribers. No, I'm looking for people who are serious about seeking truth. I'm looking for people who are willing to help others and maybe work together with us so we can learn more truth and be less controlled. Maybe join in like Shizzle has joined in. He's got his own channel, doing his own thing, seeking truth, learning truth, making mistakes just like me, you know. he feels he's got to apologize for him. I'm here to tell you, you don't have to feel bad for how you're programmed to live in this world. You know, Shizzle. Don't feel bad. Don't feel the need to apologize like they program the majority to feel so they can control us. Just say, hey, I fucked up. I didn't deprogram from this shit. I didn't realize it, you know. Oh well. We're gonna learn from it and move on. That's all we can do. This shit is not our fault. None of it. It's not. I mean, the most important thing is, and it always will be, is the things we're saying to people seeking truth. Are they truthful? Will it help them? I do everything I can as someone deprogramming from this world myself to make sure that it is on this channel, so you can have exactly what you need to not be manipulated by all the terrible things that this world seems fit to throw at us. And trust me, it is throwing everything but the kitchen sink, well, even the kitchen sink at us. Everything. You name it. Look at all of the things they're trying to distract you with. UFOs, you know, tragedies, shootings, other things that we don't know if they were created to create a response from the government so they can implement laws to control us even more. That's the majority of their agendas, just to create more laws that they restrict us with. Yeah. That's their agenda. More control.
Teaching truth to us, and I remember that instead of learning about truth, there was a lot of times where, you know, he'd be fighting with a so-called fellow truther. You see that?
The slander fest. Slander, I don't know about fighting, but slander, if we're going to play with words and dictionary terms, I'm going to use the word slander instead of fighting. They're agreeing to get mad and also pass along this energy to the brothers and sisters and promote it. I don't know, I guess in a way, my old channel, I've done it on like all the last 100 videos I had. I called a bunch of people deceivers. You know, I shouldn't have done that. So that was the slander right there.
You see that, people? You see that I was distracted by fighting other so-called fellow truther. You see what he
Just slandering motherfuckers.
did? He attacking me by calling me brother. It's not the same as if the other people that attack me and call me a shield. What's the...
It's the same, huh? Well, it's not the same, or it is the same. He just called you brother and is talking logical. How is it the same as people calling you the shill?
difference is the same damn thing. Wolf in sheep clothing.
They be cutting each other
Opinion.
down on their meat.
Now you see, now I'm going to go back to where Shizzle calls people deceivers in his videos, and he could have been influenced through my channel, you know, to it could have reinforced his belief in the word itself, and you know, that's the important thing, is that we learn from the mistakes we made, the impact that it has on real people in our lives that listen to what we say. And that's why I come down so hard on Mag and other people who actually deceive people and influence them with things that aren't good for them. You know, it shows in small ways in my videos as well, but they can manifest into something much more bigger if somebody takes that label and believes in it and uses it themselves because of something, you know, you pushed. And that's the bad thing about making a mistake, you know, the real lives you affect. But it's hard not to feel bad and like they program us to. It's hard not to feel bad for how we're programmed to be. But we have to understand the labels that define us and have control over them instead of them having control over us.
Yeah, so what the fuck is you doing this for?
I got kind of tired of that happening all the time, and nothing against my brother Mag, but I was more serious about finding truth than I was about cutting down people and trying to, you know, trying to decipher who's learning truth and whose truth is right and all that stuff. I'm more
exactly what you're doing in this video, dude. Why you contradicting yourself from the gate? This is exactly what you're doing. You learn truth and the bitter truth, and all of a sudden you're turning against me, debunking the video that I did to wake up the people and the coronavirus hoax.
See, this man Mag, he constantly says I learned truth from his channel, and I display it on my channel, but the truth on my channel is absolutely different than the truth on his channel, and there's big contrast in how just like I said, I deprogram totally from this system, and I teach others to do it as well. He does not seem to be interested in deprogramming individuals from this system as I do. He seems more interested in distracting people with the things that they give society to be distracted by. But what you have to understand is the society that he's distracting you with is the enslaved society. The people programmed to be enslaved is what he's distracting us with, not how we can recognize the system that programs us to be controlled slaves, but how to be distracted in the society that makes us slaves. Program slaves, I should say. And I'm not trying to label us with that. That's really how they want us to be. You know? But we know if we deprogram from the things that get us to be defined what they want us to be, then we can break free from those labels. Break free from the slave label. Know that we're only natural. Just like everything else that was created on this earth. We're only natural. We can only be that. We cannot be anything else, because whatever created all of us created us to be that.
You kidding me? You never fucking pick up your computer and nothing and do a video to wake up the people on this oak virus and the pandemic. You never did. But you have the fucking nerves to come against the mag. I know you are a piece of shit. No doubt about it.
I'm a person that wants to find truth.
Yeah, but from where? You're a
Not
piece of shit.
somebody's.
See, Mag says I never had a video exposing COVID or talking truth with people about COVID. I've had several long videos about COVID and how it programs us and how they control us with the fear they get us to believe in. It's I mean, it's all mind control, just like everything else they control our minds with. But I even came out with the Spanish flu video comparing COVID-19 with the Spanish flu programming back in the day. And I came out with that video before Mag came out with his video. So I don't know if he got the idea of the Spanish flu from my channel or if he came up with it on his own. But I'm not going to sit up here and make up things and try to get people to believe something that may or may not be true. I don't know. There's just things we're not going to know. And for him or me to claim we're sitting here trying to teach people truth and just blatantly say things that aren't true, what's your agenda? I want to know that, Mag. What's your agenda? You claim to sit up here and teach truth to the people, but then you want to lie to them and influence them to believe in lies. I don't understand it. And these are the things I see in Mag. You know, these are the things I see Mag honestly doing. And I'm comparing, yes, I'm comparing yes. Am I judging him? Yeah. Is he influencing people with lies and distractions and division? Yeah. Yeah, that's why. That's why. And he doesn't care if he does it. And that's another reason why. He continues doing it. Is he going to stop doing it? Is he going to realize, hey, guys, I was programmed to do this. I'm sorry. I shouldn't try to push my beliefs on you, get you to believe that these things are real when they may not be. I already know. I mean, the Satan he's pushing on your mind, that's programming. You need to deprogram. We all need to deprogram from these things that honestly control us. I don't know how much more I can stress that. I mean, the amount of space Christianity took up in my mind is unbelievable if you want to try to break it down. I mean, Christianity is one of the divisions we're programmed to believe wholeheartedly. You're programmed to believe in this entity that lives above you. You're programmed to pray to this entity that they say lives above you. You're programmed to be controlled by this entity. Feel fear of this entity. Feel bad to this entity. Ask forgiveness to this entity. You're here to get others to believe in this entity. That controls a lot of somebody's life. When you free someone's mind from that, of course, it frees up your space. Of course, you'll be able to think much clearer, be less controlled, be less programmed, because you're deprogrammed from it, honestly, truthfully. Never to go back to it, because you know what it is. Never to be manipulated by it again, because you know what it is.
Opinion of truth.
Yes, but why the fuck will you find your way on the Mag channel? You wasn't gonna learn that nowhere else, dude. That's why I tell you people, if I know people was this wicked on this fucking YouTube, I would have never do a video on here. You never get...
There's the wicked. He tries to get people to believe in the programming, the very programming that he has not yet deprogrammed from, but is too programmed to admit it or even know it. And yet we're seeking truth from this man. When you fail to recognize the things that were made to program you, and billions like you, just to control you in this world, and then you call yourself seeking a so-called truth seeker seeking truth. No. I'm sorry, I have to call bullshit.
Wow. He said you wasn't gonna learn nothing nowhere else. He said that. Okay. So maybe Pick Up the Truth wouldn't have met me, which I did not meet him from Mag Bitter Truth, by the way. You know, he might not have met me, huh? And maybe I wouldn't have been able to talk to him about Jesus or the so-called Bible or church. Maybe that wouldn't have happened. I mean, the motherfucker was on YouTube dipping around, probably being curious about his religion. That might be how he found you. I don't know. But who's to say he might not have found another channel that would have been questioning that shit? There's all types of motherfuckers that don't quite believe in that shit. Who's to say you're the only one? Well, you just said it, didn't you? I guess it's truth because Mag said it. Hit him with a bomb. Okay, bro. I can't believe you just said that.
People. That's the reason why they're doing what they're doing. They hopefully I will get frustrated and leave. Every video I put up is a problem to them. It hurting their heart and soul. And I tell you, that's why sometimes you can't trust nobody at all. Nobody. Because Macy is the one who bring this fucker to the table right here, promoting his videos and everything. Macy, you know that the fucker didn't have one video on his channel when he came to the mag. Why did you push this fucker right here and now he coming up against the mag? That's bullshit right there. That's why I don't trust none of y'all. All of y'all is the same truth.
Physical truth.
How is he going against you, bud?
I'll keep saying it.
Truth that we can prove.
Exactly. I mean, what is going on with Mag? I mean, and he hasn't stopped being like that. I mean, would it hurt him to work with other people and try to communicate and maybe just talk person to person? I mean, what the fuck? It doesn't have to be with me, with anybody, you know? Unless he's changed. I never saw that. And it's quite possible he's changed. Who knows? But he still thinks that he's the end-all, be-all, and I don't know where that's coming from. I've brought more truth to anyone. I've brought more truth than Mag could even imagine to YouTube. And I will say that. I've exposed so many things that program the mind on my channel. You can free yourself from just about anything on this channel. If you listen to the words and you listen to how people are programmed to believe in this system that enslaves them, you can see the ways that we need to deprogram. People aren't waking up to the truth. They just aren't. The truth is too much for them to comprehend, to handle. They have to give up the very identity they were programmed to believe in their whole lives, and they'll never be able to do it. Never be able to do it. Only a few select will be able to give up who they were programmed to be in this world. It's hard to give up who you were programmed to be. The very identity you repetitiously tell people you are. I mean, that's who you think you are. That's who you were defined to be. Just like all of us were. Unless you were born outside of the system. Unless you're not registered in the system. Unless they're unaware of you and you don't have a birth certificate, social security number, driver's license, then you will be controlled, documented, and defined.
In nature, the truth is natural. And that's what led me to start my own channel and see the truth on a level that I could excel at without anyone, distracting me with something else.
Wow. So that's what your problem is. You say you come here for truth and somebody distracting you with something else. That means you know nothing when you come here, dude. How the fuck you know what's a distraction?
No, Mag. I was saying you're the distraction. You're the program repetitious distraction. You talk more about the repetitious transgender agenda and the people you argue with than you focused on truth at the time that I was on your channel. You were doing more You were doing more to distract your subscribers from truth than you were to help them break free from how we're controlled. And to this day, I think that even though you helped me wake up, I don't think you truly meant to break me free from this stronghold my religion had on me.
You're dumb as a fucking box of rocks.
My brother Mag was...
No, I'm not your brother, dude. And if you don't, you keep irritating me when you keep saying that. You sound like a damn punk. You can't say I'm a brother. I don't know you from nowhere. You can't crucify me and at the same time talking about I'm your brother. You're a piece of shit. Fucking faker.
me, but what he was doing...
Did you just say that he crucified you, Mag? Mag, Bitter Truth, did Pick Up the Truth just crucify you? That's some weird spells that you're playing with right there. What do I mean by spells? I don't mean like actual magic. Whatever you want to call it, but words. That's a weird choice of words that you are using right there, crucifying. Pick Up the Truth is crucifying you. Is that the way you feel? Wow. I think he's being really respectful towards you, except for the few labels that he's given you, which is a lot less than you've given him. So if anything, you know, after you said that, I'm surprised Pick Up the Truth ain't saying that you're crucifying him even worse. All that slander
was a distraction for me.
See?
Arguing with other truthers about things that really didn't matter in my mind.
And then guess what? I put out more content than any other fucking truther you so-called know. I could put out 10 video bashing them and I still put out 20 video that about shit that's going on. So what you talking about?
So you put out videos bashing people? Huh. I don't like to ever say that I bashed anybody. I have never bashed anybody on YouTube. And I don't bash people offline either. I respectfully talk to people and interact and look for truth with nothing but the utmost respect. You know, if I go off bashing motherfuckers, I'm from areas where motherfuckers will just put a slug through my dome. It's just like that. You walk away. You light up a cigarette and walk away while Shizzle's dead body is laying on the motherfucking street. You want to go around bashing motherfuckers, you better be ready for fucking, like, you're gonna be talking like internet bashing. Okay, so where's the truth in that? Where's the truth in bashing motherfuckers?
You ever see me just put out one video and bashing the people and no other video? No, I don't do that.
Bashing the people.
I'm the one who supply the people with truth about what's going on. Nobody else. You don't do it. You're just talking about you're picking up truth. You're picking up nothing but shit and garbage. That's all you're picking up from the fucking people them that you so-called go to for truth. What you getting from them? You're steaming up to go against the mag. That's what you learn? You're a piece of shit.
I just wanted to go seek other truths and
where
that I can find.
Where? From somebody else's channel.
And the funny thing is, I really didn't have to seek truth then.
Constant repetitious lies coming from Mag. Trying to influence people that view his videos with it, though. That's the problem. You know, if he's just lying to himself, it's one thing, and making himself believe all of this shit, it's one thing. But getting other people, and lots of other people, to believe in this, in the things that he says that aren't true, it's amazing to me, especially, and I'm going to keep saying it, because he's the one that's claiming to know truth. He's the one that's claiming to be this end-all, be-all guru to come to when you want to know truth. And I don't understand. Where is all of this coming from? I mean, what gives him the ability to call himself the end all be all of truth? Because actually, he's just telling you he's telling you the truth about the system that programs you to live in it, but he doesn't know or understand how the system programs you to live or be enslaved and controlled in it. But he's just consuming you in the things they distract you with in the society they enslave us in, is my point. He's not leading you out of that system so you won't be controlled by it anymore. He's just keeping you in it, siphoning the money that enslaves you from it, because you continue to believe in the money that enslaves you, because he wants you to believe it's a normal way that we live on this earth, when it's not, and we shouldn't be teaching it. We shouldn't be teaching that it's okay to worship the money they invented to control us and enslave us with. We shouldn't ask it from other people so they can continue being enslaved with the money they're forced to live by, because these fucks have stole the land from us. And I'm sick of people not waking up to this shit. And they keep passing this fucked up programmed world, programming their children in it, and they keep passing it down generation to generation, because we're not waking up to it. And we keep living in it, wanting to be controlled by it, talking about the fucked up shit in it, being distracted by it, consumed by it. That's all. That's all he's pushing. He makes a video about some bullshit going on in this society, this unnatural society that enslaves us. But he's not telling you that. He's just talking about the repetitious shit that keeps happening in this fucking society that programs us. When are we going to really start looking for fucking truthers who are going to... I shouldn't label people with the truther label. People seeking truth. When are real people seeking truth coming up? When are they going to be serious about wanting not to be controlled by these fuckers every day of their lives? Ah, man. More labels for me to use. And see, I try my best not to use labels to define people, because I know they were fucking created by somebody else I don't even fucking know. And they want me to believe in the fucking shit so I can think of other people as it. Fuck you. I'm not doing it. See, this is why it's better to unite than divide. Well, I guess it's better just to tell truth than to lie.
That much truth.
Listen to this. The motherfucker found a way to free his mind.
Seemed to come to me after I left the deception of the.
Yes, of course. Truth just come to you. That's why you say you have to go find truth at other places, because yes, the truth coming to you. Why the fuck did you come to the Mag channel? Of course I didn't come to you. You the one who come on my channel, in my live all the time, talking that shit like you're a good person, and all of a sudden, look what you turn into right here. A Mag hater right here. You see? My grandfather always said, don't raise a bird to peck out your own eye.
I don't know about Mag Hater, and the way I look at the story is from him meeting.
See, now, Mag labeled me as a good person. Something they taught him to believe people are. And under the system of good and bad they made him believe in, and which I don't know, because the system of good and bad they program to believe, they get people to believe in is different for everybody, depending on what religion you're programmed to believe in. But I went from being a good person, they labeled Mag, to I mean they got Mag to believe that I am that label. And then he labeled me as a Mag hater, which is more lies for the man supposedly telling truth. I don't hate Mag. I just don't. I'm telling you what I truthfully see about him. You take it for what it is. These things are suspicious that I point out. Just the fact that he thinks he's better than everyone else and that he's the authority on things is a red flag. What has taken him to that point to where he thinks he is the authority on what is true and what is not?
You are not really meeting you, but seeing your videos help the motherfucker free his mind. You know, in a way, thank you, Mag. Thank you for helping the brother.
Understand me? These people right here play good, play cool with you, and as soon as they reach to a certain level where they feel like they can go against you, here it come right here.
How's he going against you?
Oh, Christ, go.
No, I mean, I wasn't going against Mag. And truth be told, I was a friend of the Bamleys, and I felt like I was in some kind of truth family, I guess. They get you to feel like you're in some kind of truth family. You can trust each other, and you know, you can talk to each other. But just like I said, I've never got that vibe from Mag, and never been able to really talk to him like I can talk to other content creators. Doesn't matter how many subscribers they have. If I leave them a comment, they'll be real with me. You can tell they're real with you. They're not just leaving some kind of vague comment and you know, just to acknowledge you and that's it. But I was leaving comments, you know, like I wanted to discuss truth with him. Details, you know, things like that, which most content creators would acknowledge you and not ignore you, but they would acknowledge you because they're a person and you're a person and you're seeking truth and they're seeking truth, and hey, let's chop it up a little bit. Let's see if we can learn something from each other. But Mag never wants to do that or wanted to do that. He keeps thinking he's a higher authority on things. I don't know. Is it because he does more research? He thinks the fact that you do more research on the things that are meant to distract us in this society, that you have more knowledge? I don't know. Get real, Mag. Be real with the people. Get off your high horse. Quit thinking people have to bow down to you for some reason or another. You're not that special. Even with your channel. I mean, they program you to think you're something, but if you're not really being truthful and you're not influencing the people with the truth like you say or claim you are, then you're a fraud. Well, I shouldn't label you as a fraud. You're not a fraud. You're manipulating the people with lies. And that's the opposite of truth. I'm sorry. I can't control what you put out there. I can only truthfully comment on it and tell the people what it is. And you want to keep influencing with lies. It's not my opinion. It's just a fact.
I let him go with my heart, my soul, my mind. I got rid of it totally. But then I started to think and question, well, what else is a deception that I believe in? Because I didn't, I was sick, tired.
All of it on the Mag Truth. Every fucking deception, you see it right there on the Mag Truth. There's nowhere else you go and learn nothing else. All the deception that get breakdown.
Or what if that's the deception right there? What if that's a deception that you just said? And if you guys didn't hear it, hit the rewind button, rewind it about a minute.
Right here. Anywhere else you go, you get deception. Anywhere.
And
All on the Mag's channel? No. You will find none of the information. Well, maybe a few. Of the information on his channel will you find on mine. Okay. The truth I get and I give to you guys comes to me from whatever puts it in my mind to give to you guys. We'll just put it to you that way. Okay. I can be sitting in a chair gazing off into nothingness. Alright? Shit just comes into my head. I can't explain it. Energy, whatever's feeding it to me. It helps when I deprogram from the system and let go of those things that clutter my mind. And these are the ways that I keep telling people to let go of these things and deprogram. It only makes you stronger naturally. It only makes you in control of yourself all the more.
I really didn't want to be deceived by anything. to be able to think with my own thoughts.
I'm pretty sure you sound like an old man. So you've been deceived for all this time, probably more than 50-something years. You sound like an older folk. You're probably over 50. And you've been brainwashed for all these 50-something years. And then, bam, you find the mag and all of a sudden, oh, you didn't want to be brainwashed. That sounds stupid. You've been brainwashed for almost your entire life.
How does that sound stupid? You helped him snap out of a deception. He freed his mind. He doesn't want to be brainwashed. I think that sounds really brilliant.
And all of a sudden you find the truth. You don't want to be brainwashed.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit. What?
Whoa!
So Mag is controlled again and programmed again to call me the label he was programmed to believe in. Piece of shit. It happens all the time, you know. And it's not just Mag using the we're all programmed to think each other are a piece of shit, right? It's one of those labels that they define us to be and can manipulate each other with the hatred it manifests in us, right? But see, whoever created that label, they got Mag like that, you know, and he's not deprogramming from that. Deprogram from these labels, my brother. Don't let these people that create these labels program you to believe in them and to believe that other people are these things they created them to be. You understand? They control you. They're using you as a human vessel to influence others to believe in what they created. They use you to influence others, and the ones you influence others, and the ones they influence others. And pretty soon it never stops, because you claim you're seeking truth, but you're spreading the things that were designed to control us.
Oh, whoa, really? Somebody that doesn't want to be brainwashed is a piece of shit? Whoa, hold on. Slow your roll, dude. Come on.
Mind and not be controlled emotionally.
Wow.
So that's what I set out on doing is making a channel to where
So you can go against the mag.
we could know absolute truth and not have to worry about being deceived by.
I've seen like almost all the brothers' videos, and it's not, his channel's not about going against the mag. Explain to me how he's going against the mag.
And trust me, if you following this guy, you better hide yourself.
You bet I'm going against the Mag. You know why? I just told you. Because he's going against the people that are trying to come to him to seek truth. It's bullshit. All the people's minds that are being manipulated by this man, when he's spreading nothing but lies to serve his agenda. And the bottom line is his agenda: to make money from you. That's what it's all about. Make money from you. It's incredible. This man that I trusted, that said he would never charge people the money. He would never charge people the money for truth. And he's doing just that. And he gets on his videos and says, well, I deserve it, because I do all of this, and I do all of that, and I do all of this. Well, why did you do it? You claim you do it to help people, and it's in your heart. If that's the truth, you wouldn't be asking for shit, and you wouldn't feel a certain way about it. Especially asking for the money that enslaves us all, man. Come on. Come on. Come on. You talk against the religions that collect money in all of the churches. You know? And that's good. But then again, you go and collect the same money they're collecting that enslaved the people. That's not good. That means you didn't learn anything, truthfully. That means you're still trying to enslave my children, my grandchildren, other people's children, other people's grandchildren, for real. Getting them to still believe in the system of money they created to steal our land and resources from, so we can buy it back through the jobs they created to force us to work for a living with. See, I can't be for somebody that's going against the people they claim to be helping. I can't be for somebody who's going against the people they claim to be helping. I can't. You're too programmed. His subscribers are too programmed to believe in this man, and they cannot see how he manipulates and controls them. This man has been given plenty of chances to redeem himself. This man has been given plenty of chances to admit or try to deprogram from some of the things he's accused of doing, and he still refuses. He still refuses to be real. But he still insists on manipulating people with things that aren't true. So if you created these channels to inform people of the truth, then why are you manipulating them with all of these lies? And yes, if you want to go down for real and take these lies step by step and talk about them with us, with me, on a live sometime, we can do that. We can do that, Meg, and we can ask these questions. How come you don't want to be real? How come people can't access you like they access me or Shizzle or any other content creator? How come they can't get a response that's even close to being from somebody that's honestly seeking truth and wants to talk to you about it, or others about, stuff that consumes them? These mag bitter truth gimmicks, they only last for so long, and people see through them after a while. Pretty soon they want to know the real guy, the real person, and see if you're real. See if you really care about the people you claim to care about. And then when they engage you to talk to you honestly, like a real person, you shut them down. And then you not only shut them down, you criticize them for their questions, and You try to label them with the definitions you were programmed to believe in by that were created by other people. Then you pass it on as truth and influence others to do the same. Mag, I chose to leave Mag alone. I could have done a lot of things that I knew I shouldn't have done, and I'm glad I didn't do. I could have destroyed this man's channel with all the truth that I talk about. I could have picked apart each of his videos and exposed it in such a way he couldn't compete. But I chose not to. Because I did learn some truth from it. And there are bits and pieces of truth that can help people. But there's a lot that can mislead you. And you shouldn't have to sift through a lot of lies to find some truth that would help you deprogram yourself from this world. It should be straightforward and to the point. No confusion about things that people need to know. They just need to know them so they can move on. People aren't being real in this world, and we're doing the same in the truth community, where people aren't really trying to do shit. They're not trying to deprogram honestly from this world. They're not even trying to accept what it really is or what it really does to them. They put their belief in people like this that mislead them, influence them with other things that aren't good for them. I'm sick of it. I see too many real ways they kill us. I see too many real ways they enslave us. I see too many real ways they get us addicted to drugs. I see too many real ways they enslave us with the money they created. I see too many real ways they manipulate us with the money. I see too many things they get us to do for that money. That money we keep refusing to stop living by. That same money we keep allowing to control us. When are we gonna stop, man? When?
Subscribers, you better best hide your subscriber, because I'm gonna go to and I'm gonna check who subscribed from my channel to this guy, and I'm blocking them. Block and delete. No doubt about it. I'm the only guy on YouTube that tell you don't subscribe to my channel. What I don't tell you, I never beg subscribers and like.
I can't believe he said that. How about this? If I ever have a way to look at your subscribers, I won't even fucking do it. I won't give a shit who you're subscribed to. I don't give a fuck.
To make these channels, and they still make it. What that tell you, people? The truth, you can't.
You see that? He wants to block and delete anybody who subscribes to my channel or others' channels. What kind of man thinks he has the authority over people to control them like that? And people, why do we put up with this shit from people? He needs your support, and he treats you like shit. He treats all of us like shit. He needs our support, but yet he shits on us anytime he wants to. Really? And you want to follow some people like that? I'm just wondering, what's in his head to think that he has something more than somebody else? More truth to offer than somebody else? I've watched his videos. The things in his videos, you can't verify if it's truth or not. I told you, you would have to deprogram yourself from the world that enslaves you first. Realize all of the things that are happening to you and try to deprogram from them. And he's not teaching you anything about that. Okay? He's not teaching you anything about how to deprogram yourself from this world and from all the things that control us in this society. He's just teaching you how celebrities live and how they're doing their freakish things on that they play their characters out with. And he gets you to believe in the God and the Satan they program us to believe in so they can control us. That's not true. That's more enslavement. That's more enslavement. That's more things to program your mind with so they can control you. Now, when you're ready to come out of those major things that program us, then you can honestly say you're seeking truth. But if you just take a few things that they lie to us about and claim you're woke, you're not awake to anything they program you to be. You're just falling back into the world they control you with and thinking you're woke with one or two of the things that you've woken up to. And I don't know, man. It's just truthers like these. They're like, well, look at all the things I expose on my videos. Well, do yourself a favor, Mag. Break down all of your videos and really look inside of them and see how you've really helped anyone deprogram from all of the things that they were programmed by. I mean, not counting all of the scientific methods and the bullshit and the knowledge they get us to believe in, the scientific knowledge and the definitions and all that shit. I'm talking about real life, how we're our everyday lives. Our everyday lives is how they control us. The sophisticated governments they make inside the invisible borders they get us to believe in, we're programmed to believe in. The Constitution they get us to believe in so we can be restricted by the laws they control us with on the streets, the unnatural streets they get us to live on and be enslaved in. They have plenty of laws to restrict us with, to fine us with, to imprison us with, to get us to believe in, to get us to comply to get us to be distracted by, divided by. Plenty of laws, man. You've got people that believe in obeying the laws, people that don't believe in obeying the laws, people that believe in obeying some of the laws, people that only believe in obeying a few of the laws. But still, you got people restricted by them because we all are forced to live by them. If we don't, then we have lives we created to be police officers so they can control them with that title, so they can control us with that title, so we can be restricted by the laws they created us with. And they'll use that label of police officer to fine or imprison us for restricting even the slightest of the laws they have to restrict us with. But yet we're supposed to believe. We're supposed to continue to believe in the world that does this shit to us on a daily basis. We're supposed to continue to believe in the invisible borders they name and get us to be programmed by. When are we going to really wake up? And I'm not talking about just stupid woke by a couple things that don't really matter worth a shit. I'm talking about real things that free us up. Free our minds, free our bodies, and our emotions from the control. Because that shit's real. And you're really going to have to make a decision. Do you want to be controlled by these fucking thousands of things they manipulate minds with every day? This shit is not getting better, guys. Okay? The things they control the population with is unreal. Mag Bitter Truth teaches us not to shit, I lost my train of thought. Let me say this. TV is a major way they program people. And the actors that play out the scripts that are written by other people with an agenda, and they pay those actors to perform those scripts on us to make them as convincing as possible, so we'll believe in them. These are the people that influence us. And we are also the ones that influence each other as well, as we've learned from today's video. We have to pay attention to the ways they influence us and what they're influencing us with, instead of being distracted by the genders they created us to be, the races they created us to be. They're trying to distract you with those labels they defined you to be extremely. The programming in the race and the gender is extreme nowadays. They branded you those things on your birth certificate, the straw man they force you to be, and then they manipulate you with it your whole life. Don't be that person. Don't be that person they control so well, with so much. Don't be that person. Mag wants you to be that person. I don't. Shizzle doesn't. We want you to be someone that they can't control. We want you to be natural, unprogrammed. or at least not controlled by it, because it's impossible to be unprogrammed in this world unless we just completely expose and do away with the system that programs our minds. And that's the agenda of this channel: to expose, destroy, and deprogram the people that it programs. And that's the majority. And that's the problem we're having. Real truthers do not want to unite. Real truthers do not want to work together to figure out real solutions to real things. I've came up with solutions to racism because racism was created by the people who define us with it. You know, people don't want to believe that, and they'll always be controlled by racism because they don't want to believe the truth about it. They'd rather believe that they are the skin color they were branded to be on their birth certificate. Again, the straw man they get you to be defined by so they can control you. Don't offer yourself up for these people. Don't offer yourself up to the manipulation they have for you. That's what we're doing, and that's people who manipulate and lie to the people and claim that they're offering them truth. Be careful of those people, and Mag is one. Okay? Even though I freed my mind and freed myself up from how I was programmed to believe in the religion, I took it a lot further. I got rid of all the programming. And I didn't wait for somebody to tell me what to do. I didn't wait for a man that calls himself a truther to deprogram me from on my search for truth. And you shouldn't wait for somebody to show you the way as well. I mean, having somebody truthful like Pick Up the Truth and Shizzle's channel around is quite helpful, but we're very limited. And even though the truth for the most part is sound and solid and you can trust in it and it will help you, guide you in your life, you have to realize there's going to be a few things that we're programmed just like everyone else to believe in. The things that misguide us, the labels that define us. Yeah. But you can guarantee we're going to be calling it out. We're going to be helping you realize it just as much as we realize it. And just know it's good to have a couple people that really do have your backs. Really are trying to help you. Even though you may not believe in it. And in most of the things we do or talk about on these channels. But you should, because the majority of it is truth. And then everything is given to you with the best of intentions to help you. You can bet on that. Well, you guys take care. And I hope you learned something like I've learned something. And Be careful those labels they control us with. Take care.
Fucking muffle the throat, no matter.